Good morning. Welcome to Stories of Hope. I am so glad each of you could make it here today. My name is Erinn, and I'm so thankful to be here with people who are making a difference in the lives of our precious veterans who deserve our best. Thank you for all you do. Today, I will be sharing my story along with two other stories that show how we went from surviving to thriving. Before I begin, I wanted to touch on the question that was on the scavenger hunt. What is the greatest challenge facing America and the world according to Dr. Corson? Can you believe that we actually have malnutrition in the form of high calorie malnutrition? So we aren't starving or not getting enough food. We have too much food that has no nutrition in it. So, in the time we have together today, you're going to hear about how one simple change can help us take our health back and combat this worldwide challenge. Let me start by sharing my story. I was the kid with strep throat annually, Epstein's-Barr virus as a teenager, and bronchitis or some type of infection every year as a normal, active, healthy adult. I was 32 in this picture. 10 years ago, at age 42, I was stressed out, burnt out, grieving, and tapped out at my job. I felt overwhelmed and exhausted most days. I knew something needed to change, but wasn't exactly sure of what to do. I began my health journey with a chiropractor friend who introduced me to a clean eating, cleansing, and supplement program. I'm thankful for it because I learned just how much junk was in the food I was eating and how bad it really was. But honestly, after only about 8 months, I would say it only turned the dial about 5 degrees. I was not seeing remarkable results, and I honestly had no idea what was actually in all the supplements I was taking. It was a very expensive program, so I decided to stop the supplements and simply continued to eat healthy and clean. It was a month later when I was invited to an event where I learned about daily plant food support, powdered fruits and vegetables in a capsule, and it made total sense to me. I knew that even with clean eating, I was still not consistently getting a wide variety of the entire rainbow every day because I eat the same fruits and vegetables all year round. So I instantly ordered and made it a point not to change anything else. After about 3 weeks of eating Juice Plus capsules, I woke up refreshed and had energy like I hadn't had in a long time. I was super excited because I had no real expectations of what eating Juice Plus could do other than getting more plants in my body. Fast forward a year at a time when I would usually experience some type of upper respiratory illness that would require antibiotic treatment, and I didn't get sick. 9 years later, and I've not had one need for antibiotics. Thanks to Juice Plus, my body is truly cleansed on a regular basis, and I have a healthy lifestyle that has me feeling better at 52 than I did at 42 or even 32. I'm so thankful my friend shared it with me. 32 versus 52. That's a powerful story of hope. Juice Plus is just plants. Simply put, fruits and veggies in a capsule. Many people confuse it with a vitamin supplement because it's in supplement form, but it's not. It's concentrated whole food, powerful nutrition backed by 26 years of gold standard clinical research on humans eating Juice Plus. It's proven to do in the body what plants do in the body. And since the majority of us can't, won't, or don't eat 7 to 13 servings of raw produce every day, it's a simple way to get more in. It's functional food with a purpose. Today, I'm going to share 2 more stories of hope from 2 amazing women. What I want you to keep in mind as I share these stories is that these are not mere testimonials. These are stories of hope that are backed by science. Meet Nicole. This is her story. Have you ever had someone in your life who was always sick or exhausted all the time? Or maybe anyone who has struggled with an eating disorder? I was that person. Then my doctor told me about functional plant powders, fruits and vegetables in a capsule, a simple way to feel better and get nutrition from 30 plus fruits and veggies at the same time. I started eating these simple little capsules and I couldn't believe how much better I felt. Before this nutrition, I was a tired new mom of two dealing with terrible eczema, autoimmune issues, illness, irregularity, and an undiagnosed eating disorder. Now, after 7 years of eating Juice Plus, there are no more naps needed, no more eczema or other autoimmune issues, and no more chronic illness. I'm regular and more aware of how my eating habits of the past have affected my health today. I had no idea how desperately I needed this nutrition when I first learned about it. Juice Plus saved my life, and I'm thankful for all I've learned. You know those aha moments where you just know you have to do something? This was it. I wish someone would have told me about this sooner. People should not have to feel overwhelmed by nutrition, or health. They should be able to live life in freedom with energy and health to fulfill their purpose. And you know what? You don't have to be perfect to be healthy. That is my story of hope. I went from barely surviving to thriving. Now meet Jamie. This is her story. My story is one of hope and survival. 24 years ago, at 40 years old, what started as a routine colonoscopy turned into a cancer diagnosis that had spread and required surgery, followed by 6 months of weekly chemo. My children were 6 and 10. I remember waking up from the colonoscopy, seeing the doctor's face, and knowing something was terribly wrong. I asked him if I had a tumor, and he said yes. I asked him if it was cancer, and he said yes. I asked him if I was going to die, and he said, I don't know. It was honestly the scariest day of my life. I felt so helpless and so confused. With no family history of cancer, this came as quite a shock. What if I would not live to see my children grow up? The doctors put me in surgery immediately. They removed 12 inches of my colon and a tumor the size of a lemon. Like I said, because the cancer had spread to surrounding tissue, I would have to undergo chemo treatments every week for 6 months. But how was I going to survive this attack on my immune system? How would I make it through knowing how hard it had been for others before me? Knowing that what killed people wasn't usually the cancer, but the treatment. I began researching, knowing I had to be my own advocate. I was very fortunate to meet a wonderful doctor who had been doing his own research. He had found overwhelming evidence that a diet rich in fruits and vegetables could help the body fight this terrible disease. He said we needed to eat more fruits and vegetables to help our immune system do its job. This made total sense. I had heard that my whole life, but quite honestly, eating at least 13 to 17 servings of raw fruits and vegetables was literally impossible. He knew the struggle of compliance too, as many of his patients just couldn't, wouldn't, or didn't. Then he was introduced to Juice Plus, not an isolated vitamin, but concentrated whole food, functional food with a purpose. He was intrigued, but that wasn't enough for him to recommend it to his patients. Then he saw the published studies completed by several credible universities and research institutions around the world. Now he had an answer for his patients and, turns out, an answer for me too. He told me that Juice Plus wasn't a cure for disease, but having better nutrition would certainly be beneficial, and I agreed. Unfortunately, my oncologist didn't. He told me it was stupid and not to do it. Now, I'm no genius, but looking at the science myself, it really did make sense to me. The day I started chemotherapy, my hemoglobin was very low, and the oncologist said that it would take a minimum of 1 year for it to get back into the healthy range. I also started eating Juice Plus as my daily plant food support, despite the recommendation of my oncologist, because I knew I had to be my own advocate and I knew how important nutrition was. 2 months into chemo, and my hemoglobin numbers were back into normal ranges. Needless to say, my doctor was shocked and had a change of heart about what having a better diet and nutrition can do for someone's body. Pardon me. It's been 24 years since that awful day, and I feel fortunate that I survived. I just want everyone to be as healthy as they can be and to do everything in their power to help their bodies now. Don't wait until you are fighting for your life. We get one shot at this amazing life, and what we can do now can affect the life we have ahead. Surviving and still striving 24 years later. That's a powerful story of hope. As you can see by these stories of hope, adding daily plant support can impact our health and turn around our country's health crisis with one simple change. Whether you can relate to any of these stories or know someone who is going through something similar, or you are just someone who desires prevention and higher performance in your life, Juice Plus is the easy button to making healthy living a reality. I'm so thankful again that someone shared this gift with me. And thanks to Juice Plus, Nicole survived an eating disorder and is a healthy mama of 2 thriving Juice Plus children. And Jamie was able to not only see her kids grow up, but also be a grandmother. What will your story of hope be? Thank you for so much for joining me today. I hope you feel encouraged and inspired to learn more or continue on your own health journey and see how one simple change can change the trajectory of not only your own life, but solve the biggest health challenge facing America today, high caloric malnutrition. And thank you again for being the everyday heroes who make our veterans' lives better. Here's my contact information if you didn't receive one of my postcards in the swag with the plant food gummies and my business card. I'd love to be a part of your healthy living journey. I'd also love to be part of the wellness and healing of our veterans. Feel free to reach out to me at any time to help you help them. I am a healthy, passionate lifestyle educator who also helps people with overall wellness with simple tips that make a big difference. Thank you again for letting me share these stories of hope with you today. I pray that something that you heard today inspires you to want to make one simple change in your lifestyle and share the blessing with others. Have a wonderful day. Be well, be blessed, and be healthy.